Life philosophies that will shock you awake. Welcome back everyone to Mind Podcast. In life, many regrets haunt us after missed opportunities, but some efforts only lead us deeper into a quagmire from which there is no escape. The ancients said, after the age of 40, each person is responsible for their own appearance, as life's ups and downs will reflect on your face, eyes, and smile. By middle age, one's appearance will reveal their character and quality. Those with a tolerant heart usually have a kind face, while those with a gentle nature tend to have a beautiful and benevolent appearance. So how can we achieve this? We must stop walking the wrong path, seeking the wrong people, eating the wrong meals, and harboring the wrong mindset. Despite the countless things we may not want or like, remember these principles to maintain a calm and composed attitude in life. 3 types of people to avoid. 1. Indecent people. Middle age is a time when emotional risks abound. Men may be distracted outside, and women may have extramarital affairs. Many fail to recognize the moral corruption in this, and instead indulge in excessive socializing. When encountering someone indecent, whether you're male or female, maintain a polite but firm attitude. Don't let a moment of weakness destroy the happiness you've built over half a lifetime, trapping you in a mire from which you cannot escape. 2. People with a depraved lifestyle. Those with depraved lifestyles lost in bad habits or vices are losing themselves and their inherent goodness. If they don't value their own lives, why should you engage with such people? The saying, near ink, you'll be stained black, near light, you'll be illuminated, applies here. 3. People with unstable temperaments. People with unstable temperaments cannot control their emotions. Their moods are unpredictable. They are often selfish and conservative. When successful, they don't help others. When down on their luck, they frequently seek help. These individuals are often multifaceted, with unstable personalities, lacking perseverance, and prone to harming others. By middle age, we can discern good from bad. For these people, maintain a normal relationship if necessary, but don't get too close. If you don't need to interact, it's best not to seek them out at all. 3 types of relationships to avoid. 1. Interfering in others' complicated relationships. Life is busy and tiring, and personal conflicts grow. When unresolved, friends may seek your advice on relationship or interpersonal issues. Whether it's disagreements with colleagues, enmity, or extramarital affairs, they come to you for counsel. It's best not to interfere. Emotions are delicate. One wrong word can cause enmity. One wrong action can lead to lifelong regret. Your interference may worsen the situation. Human emotions are complex and unpredictable, all based on fate. Fate in relationships and love, which follows a person beyond a single lifetime. Can you untangle the complicated threads of fate? 2. Falling for external romantic interests. For some, family life loses its warmth. Spouses engrossed in work neglect the family or long ago ceased to share with each other. Many seek joy outside, beginning with admiration and infatuation for another. In marriage, when things aren't perfect, reflect on yourself. Be tolerant of your spouse, who has been with you through many trials to reach today. Don't succumb to fleeting emotions and engage in relationships against moral principles. Remember, at this age, a single wrong step can make it incredibly difficult to return. The ultimate result may be that all your efforts in building family, career, and raising children end up in vain. 3. Avoid relationships with significant age differences. In today's degenerate culture, young people's tastes have increasingly deviated. Some young men prefer experienced older women, while some young girls are attracted to mature, stable, and wealthy middle-aged men. Thus, relationships with significant age differences and generational gaps occur. Once involved, it is very difficult to extricate oneself. Moreover, in many cases, if not deceived for money, then for feelings. In the end, people become broken and filled with resentment. At this point, regret will be too late. 3 things you must not do. 1. Harming others. Harming others for personal gain first results in losing one's conscience and then losing the sincerity in the eyes of others. Moreover, the law of karma spares no one. Whether in personal dealings or business, harming others is unacceptable. Before doing anything, a well-educated person always thinks carefully. Should I do this? Is it right? Will it harm anyone? After thorough consideration, they act. Confucius taught, "Do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself." This saying is worth reflecting upon. 2. Unjust actions. Unjust actions are those that go against moral principles and the law, potentially harming others or society. Those who commit unjust actions lose the trust of others and live in anxiety and insecurity. Furthermore, such actions lead to negative consequences for the doer. Therefore, always live honestly, doing only what is right and lawful. 3. Irresponsibility. Irresponsibility in work, family, or society can cause serious consequences. An irresponsible person loses the respect and trust of others. Additionally, irresponsibility can lead to mistakes and unwanted outcomes. Hence, always be responsible in all your actions to protect yourself and those around you. Confucius taught, "Do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself." This saying is worth reflecting upon. During the reign of Empress Wu Zetian, there was a notorious official named Zhou Xing who became infamous for fabricating accusations of treason. During his tenure, he used extremely cruel methods, causing countless wrongful deaths. Thousands of people were harmed by him. Later, Zhou Xing was also accused of treason. When he was imprisoned, the official judging him was another notorious official named Lai Junchen. Previously, at a banquet, Lai Junchen had asked Zhou Xing about methods to force prisoners to confess. Zhou Xing proudly said, "It is not difficult. Just place the prisoner in a large bell and set fire around it, and they will surely confess." Later, when Lai Junchen judged Zhou Xing, he said, "Following your advice, someone has accused you of treason. Please enter the bell." Hearing the words, "Enter the bell," Zhou Xing was terrified and immediately confessed. This story is one of the famous tales of the biter bit in history. On taking shortcuts, modern people are often in a hurry, hoping to achieve more in less time. However, this desire to take shortcuts often leads to problems. As the saying goes, haste makes waste. The ancients taught that when working, one should be diligent, dedicated, and not avoid hardship, use trickery, or seek comfort. This is the basic attitude anyone should have towards work in life. Heaven rewards diligence, means that the efforts one puts in will be repaid accordingly. To achieve success, one must work hard, spend time, and invest effort. Only then will success be sustainable and long-lasting. Those who seek quick results often deceive themselves and harm others, damaging their conscience. Consequently, the outcome is never as desired. Zheng Guofan, a famous official of the Qing dynasty, was not naturally intelligent. However, he was very persistent in his studies and never took shortcuts. He would not move on to the next sentence until he memorized the previous one, and would not touch another book until he finished the current one. Once, while studying at home, a thief hid in his house, waiting for Zheng Guofan to sleep to steal. However, the thief waited in vain as Zheng Guofan kept rereading a text. Frustrated, the thief revealed himself and criticized Zheng Guofan's slow reading. The thief recited the text quickly and left. Despite this, Zheng Guofan did not give up. Instead, he studied even more diligently and eventually became a renowned scholar. The clever thief, on the other hand, faded into obscurity. Zheng Guofan's military strategies were also methodical and cautious. He never acted hastily, ensuring every step was solid. Although some considered his methods foolish, they were highly effective. Zheng Guofan believed his success came from his dedicated and methodical approach, without shortcuts. He maintained that the most foolish person could surpass the most cunning one. Living slowly allows us to focus, achieve success, and truly appreciate the beauty of life. 3 types of seizing people in life always think about their benefits, and modern people find it even harder to control their desires. Especially when seeing immediate benefits, it is difficult for people to avoid debating the pros and cons. In reality, almost everything we gain in life comes at a price. If today you fight to gain some benefit, in the future, you will have to pay an equivalent or even higher price. The famous Qing dynasty official Zheng Guofan once said, "People who always take advantage of others should not be entrusted with money or business. Such people will make others wary of them, losing many opportunities in relationships. In the end, the gains do not make up for the losses." Historically, many officials have worked fairly and with a focus on the people, earning lasting fame. However, many others, driven by self-interest and power, have seized from others, regretting deeply when they lose their status. They are not only despised by society but also live in constant fear, of being brought to justice. 3 types of meals not to eat. 1. Eating too much. Health is a paramount concern that should always be prioritized. Do not eat too much or too quickly. Remember to eat and drink moderately for the sake of your stomach and blood pressure. The saying, "Disaster comes from the mouth and illness enters through the mouth," holds significant meaning here. 2. Eating high-fat foods. Foods high in energy and fat are the cause of many illnesses. These accumulate in the body over time and transform into fat, which is very harmful to health. Be cautious and limit fatty foods. Instead, opt for boiled or non-greasy dishes. Do not add excessive oil to make food more flavorful, as the more you eat, the higher the risk of illness. 3. Meals for building relationships. Many people, after years of hard work and effort, have accumulated significant experience and relationships. Inevitably, some will invite you to meals seeking favors. Such meals should be avoided to prevent future complications. If you can help, do so. If not, refuse politely. Do not make things difficult for yourself out of politeness. Dear friends, it is said that it takes only 2 years to learn to speak, but a lifetime to learn to be silent. Silence to listen, observe, learn, and draw lessons. Most storms in life are not due to external factors, but because we cannot calm down to look deeply and think thoroughly. A long life cannot avoid moments of confusion, wrong decisions, or careless words that may hurt others. Another perspective on money. Money can be seen as a medicine. According to Zhang Yi, a prime minister during Emperor Xuanzang of Tang Dynasty, money is sweet and hot, has poison, and can maintain one's appearance, relieve hunger, and solve extreme hardships effectively. It can benefit the country but also harm the present. An honest person uses it moderately. If not, the body's balance of hot and cold will be disturbed. Misusing this medicine can damage the spirit. It can bring blessings if circulated properly, but if hoarded without circulation, it can cause disasters. Therefore, money should not be misused or used carelessly. 3 types of money not to spend. 1. Unjust money. Everyone likes money, but earning and spending it should be principled and conscientious. Unjust money, gained from gambling, bribery, or without effort, should not be spent. According to Buddhist teachings, striving for or spending unjust money will lead to losing fortune and luck. Do not sell your conscience for material gains, living in constant fear. 2. Money that is not yours. Even if it is not unjust, spending someone else's money is wrong. Whether from parents, siblings, or friends, if someone entrusts you with their money, it means they trust you. Do not lose this invaluable trust for temporary benefits. Spend your own money peacefully, not anxiously. Also, do not spend money you find. Return it to the owner, as it represents their hard-earned effort. Spending found money creates bad karma, and you might lose an equivalent amount later. 3. Future money. Money planned for future important events or emergencies should not be spent frivolously. Life has its ups and downs. No one can guarantee smooth sailing forever. If you do not save and manage money wisely now, you won't be prepared for unexpected emergencies. Spend money wisely, thinking about the future, not just temporary desires. Careful financial management ensures peace in any situation. However, one should not always hoard money without spending. Earning money reasonably is good, but remember, some types of money must be spent regardless of wealth. 4 types of money you must spend. 1. Money invested in health. Imagine if one day you are healthy and suddenly illness or pain strikes. How would your life change? When things are normal, people often don't care about what hasn't happened yet. But remember, no one can predict the future, especially regarding health, which is the most priceless and crucial asset in life. With health in hand, you can earn more money and freely pursue your desires. The most expensive bed is a hospital bed, so to avoid lying in it too often, invest time and money in proactive health care as early as possible. When health weakens or is lost, we must spend a lot of money on treatment. Investing in health daily by purchasing healthy foods for yourself and your family is the most sustainable investment. 2. Money invested in personal development. The ancients believed that a poor mind leads to a poor life. Investing money in your mind is the safest financial management. No matter where you go or what you do, you won't worry about survival. Some might argue that with daily expenses and debts, there's no money left for education. Moreover, the effects of learning are not immediately visible. However, if financially poor, wisdom is the greatest capital for building from scratch. Therefore, investing in it is essential. A poor mind leads to a poor life. Focusing only on immediate benefits without a long-term vision makes it hard to change one's life. This is why some people struggle with money all their lives. In contrast, those who understand the value of investing in education will see different outcomes. A friend shared that he and a friend both grew up in the mountains with similarly poor backgrounds. However, their lives diverged. After high school, despite poverty, my friend's parents saved to ensure his education. He worked hard, buying books and attending skill courses, always eager to learn and take part-time jobs to fund his studies. Meanwhile, his friends, seeing no immediate job prospects, quickly sought work, soon building houses, buying vehicles, and sending money home. Seeing their stability, his parents worried, but they still trusted and supported him. Later, he and some friends started a media company, and with hard work, he soon bought a house, a car, and helped his parents. Conversely, his friends remained employees, struggling during economic downturns, their income just enough to get by. The same starting point, different choices, led to different outcomes. Investing in education is never a loss. Thus, don't hesitate to spend on learning, buying good books, or networking with successful people. With knowledge, you can thrive in any situation. 3. Money for filial piety. Traditional culture teaches filial piety is the most important virtue. Filial piety aligns with natural law and is a virtue humans must practice. Parents' love for their children is both natural and a duty. Children's respect for parents is both a responsibility and a human virtue. Parents toil and invest in our education and upbringing. This immense effort and financial support cannot be measured. As adults, if we are financially fortunate, we should not hesitate to spend on filial piety. This could be buying things they like, taking them on trips, or helping them have a comfortable home. Use money wisely to show gratitude to your parents. 4. Money to enhance quality of life. Spiritual well-being significantly contributes to a balanced life. Therefore, do not hesitate to spend on quality services, travel, beauty, or products that bring joy to yourself or make your life easier. Don't be so engrossed in making money that you always save miserably. I have an uncle who was extremely frugal, never spending on himself, always saving most of his earnings. His wife wanted to buy a new screen, but he harshly scolded her for being wasteful. Suddenly, my uncle was diagnosed with terminal liver cancer and passed away within a month. When his family withdrew money from the bank, they found over $1 billion, a considerable amount years ago, but he didn't live to enjoy it. Money plays a significant role in our lives. If used wisely, it improves life quality. If not, we become slaves to money without realizing it. Even overusing money brings disaster. Why do some wealthy people fail while ordinary people succeed? What makes someone likely to succeed? Is it quick-wittedness, high IQ, EQ, or talents like sports or arts, or coming from a wealthy family with ample opportunities? In reality, many lacking these factors achieve exceptional success. Dear friends, at class reunions, you'll often find that successful people weren't always the top students, but those who seemed ordinary. Those who were brilliant often lead average lives or struggle. What enables seemingly ordinary people to succeed and talented, well-off individuals to become ordinary? 1. Perseverance and endurance through hardships. People from affluent families often enjoy a life filled with games, travel, picnics, birthdays, parties, and romantic dates. Those from impoverished backgrounds, however, have no choice but to work and study. This was the path to success for Napoleon. His growth journey was arduous. Born into an ordinary family at the age of 10, he was sent to a military academy in eastern France. Most of the students there were wealthy and enjoyed bullying newcomers. After being bullied several times, the young boy wrote to his father, "Do you want me to endure this from these rich and arrogant people?" His father replied, "Since we are poor, you must persevere." Thus, Napoleon studied in the academy for 5 years in old tattered clothes and was later admitted to the Royal Military Academy. In his spare time, he would read books in the school library. At school, someone discovered that Napoleon had written over 400 pages of notes. His notes were filled with various symbols, careful calculations of significant points, and accurate judgments of the advantages and disadvantages of battles. While others partied, he used his time to read and study. This laid the foundation for the undefeated Napoleon, who later shook Europe and became famous worldwide. We often say that perseverance leads to success. However, in difficult circumstances, maintaining perseverance is not easy or simple. As even Einstein admitted, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer." 2. Humility and learning, avoiding arrogance. Talented, intelligent people often fall into a trap that prevents their success: arrogance. This may seem harmless at first, but when they get used to praise and admiration, they begin to believe no one is better than them. They become envious and irritable when they see someone superior. People with average intelligence, who find learning difficult, tend to be diligent and humble. They don't mind being laughed at. They don't care much about others' evaluations and focus on self-improvement. Humble individuals, who are not arrogant, are always self-aware and willing to listen and learn from others, thus enhancing their knowledge and skills. From a young age, Zhang Zhongjing was renowned as a talented physician, yet he continued to seek new knowledge, meeting famous doctors everywhere to learn more about medicine. There was also a highly skilled and famous doctor named Wang Buji. Zhang Zhongjing traveled a long way to visit him and said, "Master, I come from Hunan. I have no means to make a living. Please let me be your disciple." Wang Buji, seeing the intelligent and neat young man, agreed, saying, "Very well, I need an assistant. From now on, you will be my medicine-boiling apprentice." Within a year, Zhang Zhongjing had learned much from Wang Buji. His ability to diagnose and treat diseases surpassed even his master's. Cases that Wang Buji couldn't cure, Zhang Zhongjing could. This puzzled Wang Buji, who asked, "Who are you really?" Zhang Zhongjing replied, "I am Zhang Zhongjing, here to learn from you." Startled, Wang Buji said, "Oh my, I have long heard of you. I did not realize it was you. I am unworthy to be your master." Wang Buji then hosted a banquet in honor of Zhang Zhongjing, and they became great friends. 3. Patience, tolerance, and maintaining inner peace. Another trap for people, especially the talented, is a lack of patience and tolerance. When talented individuals overestimate themselves and revel in others' praise, they become like ticking time bombs, easily angered by criticism. They refuse to listen to feedback, lacking patience. However, ordinary people with patience and tolerance, who disregard praise and criticism, focus on their goals and self-improvement, and often achieve great success. During the spring and autumn period, there was a man named Shi Chen Wei who admired Laozi's virtues and wisdom and endured hardships to visit him. However, upon arriving at Laozi's home, he was disappointed. He told Laozi, "I heard you were a sage and came here in admiration, walking until my feet blistered without resting. But now I see you are no sage. There is mouse-dug earth and leftover food here, showing you are not kind. Moreover, there is a pile of spilled grains showing your disregard for wealth." Laozi, unfazed and silent, confused Shi Chen Wei. He thought, "Shouldn't I feel victorious and happy for pointing this out? Why do I not feel that way? What is this reason?" Unable to understand, Shi Chen Wei asked Laozi the next day, "Yesterday I spoke rudely, but today everything I mentioned is gone. Why?" Laozi replied, "People think I am full of wisdom, but I have long disregarded such titles. Yesterday, you called me a bull, so I was a bull. You called me a horse, so I was a horse. Since I have comprehended the essence of the great Tao, what you said has no impact on me. Explaining and arguing with you would be an insult to me. This is how I always behave, not to earn praise." Ashamed, Shi Chen Wei deeply respected Laozi. Laozi showed that regardless of how others judged him, he remained undisturbed, focusing on self-cultivation and inner peace, thus achieving enlightenment. 4. Execute your plans without waiting for perfect conditions. In life, we all have many dreams to pursue and numerous ambitious plans. Those with better family economic conditions have an advantage, but success is not determined by material conditions, but by the approach to achieving the goal. There was once a story of 2 laymen. One lived in wealth and luxury, while the other grew up experiencing the hardships of poverty. One day, the poor layman confided to the wealthy layman, "I want to go to the southern coast." The wealthy layman asked, "How will you get there, and by what means?" The poor layman replied, "I only need a bottle and a bowl." The wealthy layman was surprised. "For many years I wanted to rent a boat to go there, but I have not done it yet. What makes you believe that you can get there with just a bottle and a bowl? The poor layman remained silent. A year later, the two laymen met again after the poor layman had returned from the southern coast. He recounted his efforts to achieve his journey. The wealthy layman felt ashamed. He could not imagine that the poor layman could fulfill his dream with just two simple things. Laozi said, "A great tree that many people embrace starts from a small sprout. A 9-story terrace begins with a heap of earth. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step." The path to success is a long, arduous journey that requires determination, resilience, and an optimistic spirit to face difficulties and failures. The important thing is to utilize time effectively, making daily efforts toward the goal. Even a small step forward is progress toward success. On this long journey, do not let the fragrant flowers and strange grasses along the roadside attract you to stop or turn onto a different path. 5. Actively examine oneself and correct mistakes. It is common for people to hide their shortcomings, believing that one should not expose one's faults to others. They do not want to reveal their mistakes for fear of lowering their own credibility, especially for the arrogant. Admitting faults seems harder than reaching the sky. However, a true gentleman is always upright, has the courage to admit mistakes, and corrects them. This not only does not lower their moral integrity, but enhances it. It does not result in losing benefits, but in achieving long-term virtuous rewards. The ancients said, "Ignorance cannot be hidden. The more you hide, the more ignorant you become. Talent cannot be flaunted. If you flaunt it, you are not talented." In the work The 20-Year Reign of Duke Xuan, it is written, "The sun and the moon shine despite being eclipsed." This implies that one's image will not be damaged by exposing their shortcomings. Henry Hogis, the managing director of the Harry Food Group, discovered that the preservatives in his company's products contained toxins that could prolong food preservation. Although the level of toxicity was not too high, it could harm consumers if used over a long period. Without using these preservatives, the food would not last long. If this experiment's results were made public, the entire food industry would boycott his company. After careful consideration, Henry decided to disclose that the preservatives were harmful. Once this information was revealed, most food companies condemned him and accused him of having bad motives. They united to boycott Harry Food Group's products, putting the company in a difficult situation. This conflict lasted for 4 years. Hoagie spent a lot of money due to this honest and brave act, but he became well known to all American households. The government began to support his company's policies. Eventually, Harry Food Group's products became the most trusted by customers. His company quickly recovered and expanded, soon becoming an outstanding leader in the food industry. The Southern Song Dynasty's book, Jingxin Lu states, "Those who correct their mistakes are still gentlemen. Those who do not are merely petty men." Throughout history, a gentleman succeeds in great tasks because of their superior qualities. Henry Hogis is an example of this. Zhengzi said, "One must reflect multiple times daily to see if there are any mistakes in one's behavior." Zigong believed, "One must rigorously examine one's own deviations like a judge, without leniency. Even small mistakes must be corrected with determination." The ancients read books of morality and knowledge with the aim of personal development and adherence to high moral standards, often introspecting when faced with problems. There is a saying, "When you see someone with virtue, strive to learn from them. When you see someone without virtue, strive not to share their faults." Dear friends, when facing difficulties or having less favorable circumstances than others, if we maintain good moral qualities, always persevere, stay humble, and constantly self-reflect and strive, we will surely gradually receive blessings and a bright future. Families will prosper and be happy. Have you ever felt stuck and hopeless in your marriage or relationships? Have you tried everything but still cannot bring harmony and happiness to your family? If you or someone around you is facing these issues, remember these 5 principles. If you can successfully implement these 5 things, no matter how discordant a family may be, it will prosper and be happy in the future. 1. Focus on children's education. The educator Taiwan once said that the family is the first school for every person, and the parents are the first teachers of their children. It is the duty of every parent to value family education. Young children are like blank sheets of paper, very innocent, and often imitate the words and actions of those around them, especially their closest people who are none other than their parents. This is why the saying goes, to see the children is to know their parents. Parents who focus on raising their children use their words and actions to inspire them, patiently and diligently teaching them step by step, encouraging and motivating them to develop virtue and talent. However, they also set strict standards for their children's temperament and behavior. An exemplary family is not judged by how much money, how many houses, or how many cars are left to their descendants, but by how much virtue and wisdom are imparted through teaching and actions. Because they understand that a person endowed with virtue and wisdom will eventually succeed. Material benefits will follow naturally without being pursued. Moreover, the success of a highly virtuous person can benefit many others, the community and society. A family that nurtures and educates such a person will undoubtedly receive blessings, and the future of that family will be bright, and the family will prosper. 2. Preserve family traditions, respect the elderly, and cherish the young. Mencius once said, "Only by being filial to parents can worries be dispelled," implying that filial piety towards parents can eliminate worries. In reality, being filial to parents and loving children are signs of a prosperous family. Imagine a family where children blame their parents for being poor, and parents blame their children for being unfilial, with children not listening to adults. How can such a family stay together for long? This highlights the importance of focusing on children's education, as mentioned in the first point. One generation follows another, nurturing individuals with good morals, wisdom, and a kind-hearted nature, always inclined to help others. A family that achieves this will not only be peaceful and prosperous, but also receive help from kind benefactors in times of trouble, turning misfortune into blessings. Because the law of cause and effect spares no one. Respecting the elderly and cherishing the young is kindness, and helping others is also kindness. A prosperous family arises because each member is kind-hearted, always remembering family traditions and the teachings passed down by their ancestors. 3. Diligence and hard work in a righteous way. Bin, a friend of mine, was born into a poor rural family. His parents were farmers who struggled to make ends meet but did their best to provide him with an education. They constantly reminded him to live ethically, understanding that virtue brings fortune. They believed that even if one does not achieve immediate success, with strong virtue, they will eventually be blessed. When he started a family, Ben and his wife moved to the city to make a living and seek wealth in a righteous way. After some time of diligent work, they managed to save enough money to rent a storefront to sell breakfast. Within 6 months, through meticulous effort from ingredient selection and preparation to dedicated service, their reputation grew. Thus, Ben's breakfast shop attracted more customers, and the family's financial situation improved significantly. A few years later, they could afford a house, a car, and better support for Ben's parents back home, accumulating considerable savings. Yet Ben continued to wake up early to buy ingredients and prepare breakfast as he did initially. When asked why he still worked so hard despite being the owner, Ben simply smiled and said, "Only through work can we have food. Honest labor not only enriches us but also enables us to help others, which is a good thing. Idleness leads to poverty." This illustrates that for a family to prosper, it must rely on hard work and know how to manage spending and save wisely. Otherwise, living extravagantly and indulging in personal desires will lead to financial ruin, no matter how much money one has. 4. Speak with consideration and avoid harmful words. The ancient saying goes, "A kind word warms 3 winters, but a harsh word chills 6 months." Speaking kind words to encourage others accumulates virtue for oneself. Harsh words harm others and bring bad karma to the speaker while inciting negative feelings in others. Especially harsh words directed at family members undermine long-term family harmony. Therefore, one's words can lead to different outcomes. To avoid creating negative karma through speech, here are 4 types of words to avoid in social interactions, especially within the family. Avoid gossip. People who love to gossip often become disliked, especially those who speak ill of others behind their backs. Imagine coming home tired from work and your spouse constantly talks about others negatively, from friends and colleagues to family members, making you feel uncomfortable. Over time, this will create a sense of dread about coming home. Avoid words of resentment. Everyone has moments of resentment towards others. Often, the people we resent the most are our family members. Small misunderstandings accumulate over time, leading to outbursts against our closest ones, damaging relationships and causing breakups. Instead of blaming others, reflect on why they acted that way towards us. Could it be due to something we did wrong? By calmly discussing and addressing issues, no problem is insurmountable. Avoid harsh words. Accumulating virtue and doing good deeds requires patience and a benevolent heart. Meeting someone in this lifetime, especially becoming family, is no simple matter. Life is too short and meaningless to be filled with hatred. Therefore, speak cautiously, considering what to say and what not to say. Family unity and love. Throughout history, what truly makes a family prosperous and happy is not wealth. Sometimes more money brings more problems. Wealthy families might live peacefully, but end up in conflict over inheritance, causing family rifts. Therefore, harmony is the foundation of long-lasting family happiness and prosperity. We all know the story of the bundle of sticks. One stick is easily broken, but a bundle is not. When family members unite and support each other, they can overcome any obstacles. Thus, the ancient saying goes, family harmony brings prosperity. A family constantly in conflict and suspicion cannot accomplish anything. Family members living together must have tolerance, patience, and consideration for others to maintain harmony. 5. Keys to attaining peace and happiness. In today's fast-paced competitive world, with so many pressures, it is very difficult to find a happy, peaceful life. Everyone has different notions of happiness, but many people believe that having a lot of money, a big house, a nice car, a gentle wife, obedient children, a talented husband, or a successful career is happiness. While these things can bring a sense of happiness, that happiness is often fleeting. Once we have these things, we tend to want even more, spending our lives chasing after superficial things, and by the time we grow old or even pass away, we still haven't found true happiness. So where is happiness? What is true happiness, and how can we attain happiness? Here are 5 keys that can help you achieve peace and happiness. Happiness is having good health. If you wake up this morning feeling healthier than you did yesterday, you are luckier than at least 1.2 million people who will not survive this week. According to the World Health Organization, between 65 million to 100 million people die each year, and at least 2 people die every second. Have you appreciated your day today? We've often heard the saying, when young, people use their health to earn money. When old, they use money to regain their health. Many people fail to cherish their health when they have it. No matter how big your house is, how powerful your position is, or how much money you have, if you do not have health, spending your days bedridden or in a wheelchair, frequently sick, eating hospital food more often than home food, then all the wealth and fame are meaningless. When you feel unhappy or think fate is unfair to you, visit the hospital and see those who suffer from illness and listen to their stories of pain. While this advice may seem harsh, it is not without reason. In this materialistic era, surviving in the world is difficult. Many people ignore life and death, treating their health as an eternal fortune, only to let illness slowly consume them. This distance from happiness grows. In reality, only with a healthy body can you fully enjoy the beauty of life. Time flies, and as we age, having a healthy body in this short life, doing what we love, and being with the people we care about, this is happiness. Don't wait until old age to realize this. Next is a seemingly simple but often overlooked aspect of happiness. Happiness is having a complete family. Many are lucky to be born with both parents, but many unfortunate people grow up orphans, lacking family love. If you are fortunate to have a complete family with parents and siblings who are always connected and love each other, this is a simple yet warm happiness. A family helps us grow not only physically but also mentally, relieving us from the burdens and worries of life, a place to share joys and sorrows. However, in reality, many families, burdened by the demands of life, chase after money and neglect nurturing familial love. They may provide materially for their children, but fail to care for their education and emotional needs, leaving it to grandparents or helpers, creating a large gap between family members. Children feel neglected and may become indifferent, indulging in bad behavior without realizing it, and may even grow ungrateful and disobedient, no longer seeing the home as a place to return to. I once heard about a friend's family. Both parents were extremely successful and earned a lot of money. They were so busy that family meals were rare and luxurious. From a young age, their children were left entirely to the care of a helper, handling everything from meals to studies with money. Their eldest child turned out fine, but their second child, at over 3 years old, neither responded nor spoke. When they noticed something was wrong and took their child to a doctor, they were shocked to find out he had autism. At this point, they were terrified and despondent. They felt they would give anything to cure their child, but realized that the only solution was to spend more time with him. Now the greatest happiness in their minds was simply for their child to be healthy. This shows that some families may lack material wealth, but always feel happy and fulfilled. Happiness comes from cherishing family, spending time with loved ones, and building a true home. Happiness is having material sufficiency. If you have food to eat, clothes to wear, and a roof over your head, even if it is just a rented room, you are wealthier than at least 1.2 billion people in the world. Statistics show that billions live in slums without toilets, clean water, or food, and suffer from hunger and malnutrition. Many children are stunted and malnourished, which is very sad. So if you are dissatisfied with your home, food, or clothes, look at those less fortunate and realize how happy you are. If you feel bored with school and want to drop out, think of those who have never had the chance to attend school, who are illiterate and face a bleak future. Are the pressures of school really that bad? If you always feel you have nothing to wear, look at the children in remote areas who endure the cold winter with thin, worn-out clothes without complaint. The material things you take for granted are the dreams of many. Therefore, it's not the luxurious, expensive items that bring happiness, but being content and satisfied with what we have. Happiness is having a peaceful and free life. We live in a relatively peaceful country, but look at the world where many countries are plagued by conflict, war, violence, disease, and natural disasters. People live in constant fear and anxiety. If you can walk freely on the streets, visit temples, or go to church, think of those who are imprisoned, tortured, and suffering. Many people are imprisoned not because of serious crimes, but simply because of their religious beliefs, enduring physical and mental torture daily. Happiness for them is simply peace and freedom, even in poverty, rather than imprisonment and mistreatment. If you have never experienced such terror, you are happier than about 600 million people worldwide. Happiness is knowing how to let go and lighten your heart. In youth, we are eager to earn a lot of money. In old age, we long for health and time. People live in such contradictions. A content person nurtures a free and happy soul, enjoying life's simple pleasures. They are content with the present, not chasing after distant dreams. A peaceful mind is open, encompassing the world without worldly concerns. Wealth does not guarantee peace, nor does intelligence ensure long life. Peaceful people are generous and forgiving, understanding that forgiveness frees both themselves and others. This brings a tranquil soul, smooth paths, and a happy life without resentment or worry. Live simply and peacefully, and heaven will arrange the best for you.